So 3 C's: Christ, character, and compatibility. Okay, so under compatibility, there's one major trend that the enemy is pushing in this generation. I didn't know how bad it was until recently. I used to post about it, but recently I just decided to push a post on it again. Then Facebook people came for me. It was like a wild wind. In fact, I don't like to check Facebook. I'm not really a Facebook man. But I posted I made the post 2 days before that day I checked. So I was, in fact, let me even check how this post is doing. After 2 days, then I saw 300 and comments. What's going on here? I entered the comment section and it's where that they had dragged me and they were still dragging me. What did I say? If you're not married to this person, don't sleep with them. And I see people coming to my comment section to say things like, if you're going to live the rest of your life with them and you don't test them, how will you know if they're compatible? How will you know sexual compatibility? I'm like, Jesus, now let me say this to you. And I'm sure that there are people under the sound of my voice who have that mentality too. I'm ready. I'm ready for you. There is nothing like sexual compatibility. Did you hear that? There is nothing like sexual compatibility. What there is sexual commitment. So they tell you, if you're going to spend the rest of your life with them, you've got to test them. It doesn't work that way. The issue you have is that your appetite has grown so big that you now feel that one person cannot satisfy you for the rest of your life. Because that's what the enemy wants you to believe. So imagine this young guy that has tasted different kind of size. Big, small, slender, fair, dark, everything. And now, he's about to settle down. He's wondering in his mind because the appetite has been so enlarged. And that's why I see in counseling there is deliverance as well. The appetite is so enlarged that right now, maybe unfortunately or fortunately for him, he now married a very calm, collected, and you are now expecting that somebody's daughter, you will hang somebody's daughter on the fan. Are you like clone Shelley? That until you hang her on the fan, you're not going to be satisfied. Something is wrong. There is an issue with your appetite. Once you see that the way you are thinking is to dehuman another human, it is wrong. Not acceptable and not godly. So you see these people say these things. How will you know that you are compatible? How will you know? It is because your appetite has grown so big. Don't ever think that nothing is happening to you living a life of sin. Something is happening to you. And the enemy is taking you on a journey. He wants to take you to a point where you're no longer in control. Once you see that you cannot control, God did not create you not to be in control. He created you to be the one in control. That you can control yourself and say, no, I'm not doing this. Once you see that you're not in control, there's an addiction and there's a demonic spirit there. I'm talking like this because I am facing something. And I know what I'm saying. Sexual purity is possible. You can be sexually pure and fulfilled. Now let me say this because this is another angle that people say. That once I get married, I know that I will be better. Once I get married, I know that, all these things will stop. Is a lie. A single fornicator will be a married adulterer. If you cannot control yourself as a single person, you won't control yourself as a married person. It's only a matter of time. So when you see that there's an issue with your sexuality, deal with it. It is not time for you to marry yet. Deal with it first before you start making somebody's child cry. You've got to deal with it. Because there's an appetite that you have grown That, hey, I know you're born again now. You are born again. You're a child of God. I get it. But the appetite is there. What do? Tame it. Because if care is not taken, you will now grow to be a source of pain in other people's life. And it's so unfortunate how that, marriage today, people just do anyhow. Extramarital affairs, side chick. Now, what be side chick? Now you, in all your glory as a daughter of Zion, all you decided to become is a second option. If you were that good, won't you be the first? Because of materialism, you're pursuing other people's husband. It is a deep that can never be filled. A deep that can never be filled. And this is a warning to all side chicks. And I'm not talking. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. I know this is going to... I don't care. I'm a servant of God. This is a warning. See, 2025. And if you're a man here keeping side chick, you've got... Oh my God. Today, make a decision that you will be committed to your own home. All side chick, listen to me. And I'm not saying that you are here. I trust God in the life of... I know that we are connected online and on site, so... Listen. If you choose to continue in the life of sin, it's just a matter of time. The consequences will come so big that you won't be able to handle it. 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 I curse that spirit in the name of Jesus. Every home that needs healing, their healing begins now. Every head of the home that needs healing, may that head become correct. And every part of the body that needs healing, may that body receive healing. We must choose to live a life worthy of praise to God. So you spend your entire life pursuing other people's husband. Where will it end? It never ends. It never ends. It never ends. There's a consequence for everything. There's a repercussion for everything. If you choose to keep living a life of sin as a man or as a woman in a marriage, covenanted relationship, you're not just cheating yourself, you're cheating your generations to come. I am telling you. Many of you know the battles you're fighting right now. Because somebody somewhere, great grandfather did something. And you can see the pattern happening again in your life. What will you do differently? Create another cause. Create another problem. Or will you be that one that your children and children to come will look back and say, we bless God for our grandfather. And they'll be telling them, that's how your grandfather was now. Let us wake up. Let us wake up. You only have one life to live. You choose to mess up with your body, the consequences will come. Your body is the temple of the Lord. There's many sides to this. I get it. But one thing you must be conscious of is that I choose to do my life the way of the Lord. And I need you to say that to yourself. I choose to live my life the way of the Lord. Who ask questions like, can I marry an unbeliever? No, excuse me. It's like saying that I'm a human, I'm life, I'm agile. Can I marry a dead body? That's what you're saying. Because you're not even in the same realm. You're not in the same realm. You want to marry cadaver. You're not in the same realm. The one you decide to obey is the one you're submitted to. Is the one you are under his lordship. So if you decide to obey the ways of the Lord, you're under the Lord's lordship. So as a lady, you marry an unbeliever. You know, there's this beautiful, okay, not a beautiful story, but it's a sad story. So this lady, the guy promised her, is from the other religion, says, oh, don't worry, when we get married, I will permit you and allow you to do your religion. When they were dating, he keeps following her to church. And in her own mind of mind, she was saying, I know that my Redeemer liveth. I will change it. A day after their wedding, he carried kettle and gave her. This is what you'll be doing now. The one you decide to get married to will either help your life or destroy. Marriage is deep. And I must say, no pressure, single people. Don't be under pressure. I know there are different categories of pressure. Pressure that comes from age, that comes from society, that comes from your parents. Every time they are calling you, when will you bring a man? When are you? Tell them to go and rest. Say, mommy, rest. Tell them to rest. Because at the end of the day, they won't even be in the marriage with you. And unfortunately, they won't even be there for you to go and cry to. That's what happens most times. The one that pressured you into the marriage, unfortunately, dies. And there's no shoulder to cry on. I'm praying again. Your hands will not be wrongly joined in marriage. In the name of Jesus.